Welcome to our channel. Today we will continue to explore the world of myths and legends of the indigenous peoples of North America. This time we will once again dive into the dark tales of the Wendigo, a terrifying creature that both frightens and fascinates with its legend. This story has been passed down from generation to generation among the Cree tribe. Sit back and get ready to learn more about the Wendigo. The Cree tribe, living in the forests and plains of Canada, has many stories about the Wendigo. This legend was an important part of their culture and served as a warning about the consequences of extreme greed and the violation of taboos. For several days, Makwa wandered through the forest, finding no trace of game. The hunger became unbearable. In his desperation, he stumbled upon an old cabin where he found a traveler frozen to death. In a fit of ravenous hunger, Makwa decided to eat the flesh of the dead man. With each bite, Makwa felt his body fill with strength, but at the same time, darkness engulfed his soul. He couldn't stop, and soon his mind became clouded. Makwa transformed into a Wendigo, a monster consumed by an insatiable craving for human flesh. A few days later, Makwa returned to the village, but he was no longer the man his fellow tribesmen knew and loved. His eyes burned with an icy fire, and his body had become thin and emaciated. The villagers realized that they were facing a Wendigo and were terrified. Knowing the dire consequences if the Wendigo remained alive, the men of the village gathered and set out to hunt it down. They used sacred rituals and fire to combat the Wendigo. After a long and exhausting struggle, they managed to destroy the monster. Two sisters from the Ojibwe tribe went into the forest to gather berries. They were young and fearless, but they didn't know that the Wendigo prowled these woods. Soon they noticed that a strange creature was following them. The elder sister, recalling the stories from the elders, realized that it was a Wendigo. The sisters tried to escape, but the Wendigo was swift and agile. The elder sister found the courage to confront the monster and offered herself as a sacrifice so that the younger sister could flee. While the Wendigo was occupied with the elder sister, the younger one managed to return to the village and warn the others. The villagers, upon learning of the events, gathered and ventured into the forest to rescue the elder sister and destroy the Wendigo. Using sacred rituals and magical artifacts, they managed to defeat the monster and save the sister. In one of the villages of the Innu tribe lived a powerful shaman named Atus. He was known for his wisdom and magical powers. One day, the village received news that a Wendigo had appeared in the forests and people began to go missing. Atus decided to use his powers to confront the Wendigo. He spent several nights in meditation and preparation, seeking the support of the ancestral spirits. Finally, he ventured into the forest and found the Wendigo. The battle was fierce. The Wendigo attempted to use its strength and cunning, but Atus was prepared. Using his magical powers and sacred artifacts, he was able to defeat the Wendigo and banish its spirit from this world. In the Ojibwe tribe, there was a curse placed on one of the families. It is said that a member of the family, experiencing terrible hunger, committed the forbidden act of eating the flesh of a relative. For this deed, his family was cursed to become Wendigos. Afterward, family members began to disappear, and their souls transformed into malevolent beings that roamed the forests in search of victims. In the Nipissing tribe, there was a mighty hunter named Wanako. One day, he encountered the Wendigo in the forest. At first, he did not know what the creature was and tried to kill it with ordinary means. However, the Wendigo proved invulnerable and began to chase Wanako. The hunter turned to the spirits of the forest for help, and they revealed that the Wendigo could be defeated using a special spell designed to banish evil spirits. With the help of this spell, Wanako was able to overcome the Wendigo and rid the forest of its terror. The Saini tribe tells a story about how the Wendigo was bound to a frozen lake. In ancient times, when the winter was especially harsh, people discovered that their hunting grounds had become dangerous due to a strange and malevolent creature. The tribe's chief and a shaman managed to enchant the lake, binding the Wendigo to it so it could not escape. It is said that when the ice on the lake begins to crack, it is a sign that the Wendigo is trying to break free. In the Anishi tribe, there was an incident where a hunter named Kani was accused of becoming a Wendigo after his traps began leading to the disappearance of not only animals, but also people. The tribe noticed that Kani had become obsessed with hunger and bloodlust. One of the tribe's elders, using knowledge of ancient rituals, was able to exorcise the Wendigo, and as a result, Kani was freed from his curse. According to the Lakota tribe's legend, a hunter named Hawk was cursed to become a Wendigo after desecrating a sacred site. Desperate from hunger and lack of food, Hawk found a place where rituals had once been performed and ate the remains he discovered there. This act led to his soul being captured by the Wendigo demon. Since then, Hawk began hunting his own tribe's people until he was stopped by purification and exorcism rituals conducted by the tribe's wise elders. In the Saskatchewan tribe, there is a myth about an enchanted forest that became home to the Wendigo. The legend says that the forest was cursed after one of the tribe's chiefs broke an ancient taboo and brought forbidden items into the forest. In response, the forest was filled with Wendigo spirits, and no one could leave it alive. Only those who adhered to sacred customs and warnings could pass through the forest and survive, avoiding encounters with the Wendigo. The Haida tribe recounts a story about how, during one winter period, one of their greatest hunters decided to challenge the spirit of the forest. This spirit turned out to be a Wendigo, who was greedy and merciless. The hunter held a contest with the Wendigo to save his village from its threat. After a long battle, the hunter was able to defeat the Wendigo using a ritual that called upon the power of the ancestral spirits. In the Tetu tribe, there is a myth about how a healer was able to cure an entire tribe from the curse of the Wendigo. It is said that a member of the tribe, once rejected and exiled, returned as a Wendigo seeking revenge. The tribe's healer performed a complex ritual that included purification and prayers to lift the curse. As a result, the Wendigo was banished, and the tribe was able to restore peace and order. The Nakota tribe tells a story about the Misty Valley, where, according to legend, the Wendigo was imprisoned after breaking the laws of nature. The Misty Valley was known for its mystical atmosphere and was a place where locals avoided spending the night. The story goes that anyone who dared to enter the valley could encounter the Wendigo and become a victim of its hunger. Rituals and territorial guards helped to ensure the safety of the tribe. These stories about the Wendigo highlight how crucial it was for the indigenous peoples of North America to heed warnings about greed, moral decline, and respect for nature. The Wendigo legends were passed down through generations to remind people of the importance of maintaining balance and moral values. Thank you for joining us on this journey through myths and legends. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more captivating stories.